I made something that I think would be good for children. Um, I shared this before, um, and I don't know about you, but I cannot tolerate collagen powder in drinks. It's gritty, chalky, and to me, if something isn't palatable, it isn't worth the calories or whatever, the unpleasant experience, because uh, a part of happiness and um, um, having, losing weight, if that's what you're interested in, um, you have to, and also being healthy. Um, my dad was a cancer doctor. So I grew up um, being told that if, a part of therapy, of medical cancer treatment, is to have a pleasant experience. And has been the problem with radiation therapy, is because chemotherapy is a very unpleasant experience. So unpleasant experiences, if you're not happy, you're not going to get better. So it's important to have happy experiences, like good palatable food. And the collagen powder isn't a good experience. I don't tolerate the drinks. I don't think they taste good in smoothies or even a yogurt because of the grit. But I did make a cookie, and it's really easy because of um, I don't even want to say it, but anyway, because of the fiber, it and water. All I did was use water to make a paste, and so that was the binder, and it didn't require eggs or oil or anything extra. So and it I cooked these. The first were 8 minutes, and then I did 10 minutes, and they're still kind of wet. So it'd probably take about 12 minutes to make them crispy, and because they're not fully crispy, they're going to need to be refrigerated. And then, so I think this is a really palatable way of getting, your extra, whatever, your extra protein, and it doesn't have any sugar in it. The sweetness is from, well, that wasn't necessary, but this was already sweet enough. So I think this is a really good sweet for a child, because I was a ballerina, and I was a prodigy, and also not only in ballet but in art and writing. When I was 7, I was invited to be an apprentice with an artist, and when I was 6, 5 or 6, I wrote a children's book, and it was put on display at my school, to taunt other children, go, look what this 5-year-old did. And but it never got published because a long time ago that wasn't kosher. Children weren't put on pedestals and displayed. But now, it's popular. So as a child, being, put into sort of an adult world, what happens to prodigies is they don't ever, a lot of times they don't reach their full potential, because they have something that is keeping them from reaching their potential, because there's this feeling that they're missing out on their childhood. So a lot of people are becoming really health conscious, but they're doing it a little too extreme, and placing these parameters on their children, and they're going to grow up to rebel. So it's important for children to have a childhood so they become their potential. And so I think it's important for children to have, a little sweetness, but a good sweetness. And so the cookie by itself is good enough. I wanted to use this up, but you don't need to use a preserve or anything, because this does have sugar in it. All you have to do is get a fruit, berries, and reduce it, and that's sweet enough. So I think, this makes a nice experience for a child. So, they get their childhood, and they remain healthy. So that's something I would like to impart, because I think it's important for people to be healthy and happy.